BJ.
We had some expansion news. How about that?
Announced earlier today, and it's not coming to the place that we thought it was. I don't think we said the Bay, did we? No, we went with somewhere
we
else,
said
right?
that the Bay was probably.
Oh, we went Denver. We were like, Denver. Because Kathy had visited Denver or whatever. She had us going. You little sneaky joker, you. But officially announced. A random thing here. Harrison Barnes. His second middle name is Jordan. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyway, continue.
North Carolina.
Yeah, right. Maybe that's why he went.
That's good.
Yeah, very well. But in the WNBA, expansion has been announced to the Bay Area. Golden State gets a WNBA affiliate team, and that was the official news announced earlier today. Still speculation on a second team joining the fold because 13 teams just doesn't make any sense. You got to have 14, got to have an even number. And there has been talks about it being Portland, the city of Portland, being the other team to join the mix. And I was trying to explore this with some other people earlier today, and I've seen some of the comments in response. And I understand now because the venue's kind of been an issue in terms of Portland, and that's why it hasn't been finalized yet. They've got the owners out there that want to do it, and the people that want to pay the money, and the fans that would come out there and see it. The demand is there. It's just kind of about the revenue, and I think I saw something about the travel situation still as well. I mean, which is a problem for the entire league, but yet and still, I mean, it enters the fold as a problem as to, Portland kind of getting in the mix here. And I know when we originally got into the depths of expansion, BJ, we were talking about when teams enter the fold, they're going to need an East and a West team, to kind of even things out. And I don't remember if we mentioned it on here. It would be that it would either be that or they would have to move another team out of their East or West over into West or East.
Yeah.
I don't remember if we mentioned that or not.
I don't think we did.
On my radar, earlier today, before I even saw the map, of things. Once, I hear Bay Area is coming out, like, okay, that's definitely going to be a West team. So I'm thinking East immediately. And, first thought was Toronto. And there are issues with Toronto as well, trying to get that together. See,
I was going to say, in fact, today, we just saw the MLSE had pulled out of the bidding. So there is some doubt as to whether or not that's going to come out or come together for Toronto.
What's up, guys? Drew from the Lowdown here to tell you about our partners over at SeatGeek. And I'm going to give you guys an example of how to get over and get connected at SeatGeek. Let's take a look at it. Here's what you do, guys. Go over to SeatGeek. You get on SeatGeek on either your desktop or your mobile device. You go over to this search bar, type in what you want to see, or you scroll down and see what you got right here. We can go NCAA football. Let's do that. And let's go North Dakota State and South Dakota State. That's a big-time one in the FCS. Going down Saturday, November 4th at 2 o'clock at Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium in Brookings. Got some great deals here. And what you want to look for, guys, on SeatGeek is the green on the deals. You want to look for the green stuff, the amazing deals, the good deals, the great deals, whatever is left for you here. We got a lot of amazing and great deals still for this game. And as you see, when you scroll on through here, things get a little different. The numbers go from, the 9.8s to the 6.8s. It goes from great to good. Later on, it'll get into the orange, okay deals. You don't want the orange. You want the green. You don't want the red either. You want the great deals, the best deals for you. You're getting the best bang for your buck. You click on it here, take a look at what you got here, what your seat's going to look like, what your row is, your section, all that good stuff, and decide if you want that seat. You go over, you go to checkout, you pick out your tickets, however many you want. You get in there and you use code the Lowdown in all caps for $20 off your first order. You can't beat that right there, guys. Get hooked up. The game, the concert, whatever you want to see, whatever is available on SeatGeek, you can get hooked up through us, your boys at the Lowdown, using code the Lowdown in all caps. That's THA Lowdown in all caps. $20 off your first order. Can't beat it. Yeah, Toronto might take a little bit longer at this point as far as bringing a team into things, but I think they'll still keep playing that Canada game until they can get a team.
Does it open the door for Philly if it's not Toronto?
I don't know. I think they're really kind of eyes on Portland right now because the deal with Portland, if they get Portland into the mix, it's a team that has been here before, and I thought that was something. I definitely think that's something I brought up, in our podcast before that, we bring in a brand new team and a former team, about those possibilities. So Portland Fire will be coming back. I don't know if they would use the same name considering the Sun are here, but they had Miami Soul and Portland Fire at the same time. So they could probably use the same name, and they probably will. which would be good for the franchise, I think, and they could bring to life those old school jerseys as well and start dropping those out, which I mean, they need to step up on the merchant jerseys anyway. But Portland still, I mean, it's very much in the mix, and it would move what I've seen so far, the Minnesota Lynx to the Eastern Conference.
Which makes sense.
Based on the maps there. I mean, you could possibly move Texas too, but I mean, it doesn't really make a ton of sense. The weird part
Minnesota's is west and Texas is east.
Yeah, the weird part about this, though, is if you move Minnesota to the east, the Lynx are in the east, but the Timberwolves are still in the west.
Yeah.
That's really weird. Will the NBA be willing to shuffle that on their side? Is there? There's got to be a team in the NBA that can shift over to the west and replace the Timberwolves, and Timberwolves shift to the east. I think that if they're going to do that, it needs to be a joint thing. If not, then you probably don't need to search for a Portland, and you need to go eyes towards Philly or eyes towards anybody in the eastern region that was more appealing. Or just pull out all the stops to make a Toronto happen. Because that just, I think it complicates things, and it would just be weird in a small way, not in a big way, because I mean games are still going to be played at the same place. I mean playoff games are going to still be played at the same place. But as far as the I guess the travel situation would be mostly the same, but it's just weird to have one team, one affiliate in the East and one affiliate in the West. WNBA in the East, NBA in the West. It just wouldn't make a whole lot of sense.
It would. I think it's not as big of a deal, at least to me, because the thing for me, since it's not the playoffs are not East versus East until you get to the finals and West versus West until you get to the finals. They just go top 8 based on record. I don't think it really matters as much. If they were going to do anything, I think the NBA might look at doing something similar with the 1 through 16 that they do. And reseed it that way if it weren't an issue in terms of travel and concerns or anything like that. But I don't think they would. So I don't think it's as big of an issue if they have to move the Lynx to the East, because it really doesn't affect as much, to my knowledge, in terms of travel, in terms of playoffs or anything like that. If they were doing it by conference, it would be a little bit more tricky. So it could be something they could still do. The Portland Fire or whatever the team name would be, and move Minnesota to the East. But I think it would be just as easily for them to go, look at Toronto, look at Philadelphia, get one of those two, and then continue. Like maybe instead of just 2, you could potentially add 4.
Yeah, and I think the smartest plan here, to be honest, is to pivot your original course, which seems to be Portland and Toronto. Let those things really kind of pull together over the next couple of years. And string in a Philly and make 2 brand new franchises, usher those in, and then once it comes time to play for them in 2025, that's when you start talking about like, okay, now Portland's ready, okay, now Toronto's ready. Then you can add 2 more right at the same time, because they'll have times to get their bearings together, figure out exactly where they're going to be playing their games. Because I think another part of the issue with Toronto is, if I'm remembering the proper name of the stadium, I hope this is the right place, the right gym. Scotiabank Arena. They're talking about playing the games there, but there's been conflict with that due to the concerts that are performed there. They don't want to get rid of the number of concerts that get played there during the summer to facilitate the WNBA games, at least for now.
Could they do like a doubleheader with the game first or the concert first, and then
probably not going to happen. That's a lot of changeover for the venue, a lot of cleanup and changeover. Especially since fans like to get there early and things like that. So too, But I mean, that's part of the complications with Toronto. So I mean, I feel like that's the quickest way to go. I mean, you got your Bay Area now. String in a second team, whether that's it's got to be somebody in the East. It just makes things easier for you, so you don't have to move teams from one conference to another one. And get that done and out of the way, and see what happens later in the years if Portland and Toronto are more together in a couple of years from now. Once Bay Area and whoever the other team is are starting in 2025, then you can have the conversations to like, okay, as soon as this season's over, we will talk about our next 2 expansion teams. And I think that would be the easiest way to go about that. And Golden State, the ones there, they're going to be ushering that in. Of course, they're in the Bay Area, Quote, we're coming in here, number 1, to win. Warriors chairman Joe Lacob told ESPN. Number 2, we want to see this league and women's basketball grow, and we hope to be a big part of it. He's made the claim that they're going to win a championship in the first 5 years, BJ. That's just honestly, that's almost like a with it or quit it question without being a with it or quit it question. Do you believe that this future expansion team, way ahead of time, before you even see any extended details what their name could be, before you see the roster, just like this man, do you believe that they can build a championship team and win a title in 5 years?
I mean, if the way that they have done it with the Warriors is that they proved that they could do it, but I don't know if 5 years seems like a very short window to build it up.
Be a Vegas Aces.
What's up?
They would have to be a Vegas Aces.
I think so,
18, 19, 20, 21. They won in 22. Took 5 years to get it done.
Yeah.
So they would have to start off hotter and more stacked up than Vegas did. They had like 3 straight number 1 picks. It was like Plum, Asia, and Jackie or something like that. They railed them off.
Yeah.
Are you going to get that over there in the Bay Area? Probably not. I mean, you may get. Well, I mean, if you start off your first season, you stink, which is very likely. I mean, getting your expansion players, or you're going to get some hometown players that want to go play for that team just because it's the Bay Area. They grew up there. Some notable names: Chelsea Gray, Sabrina Ionescu, Morgan Birch. Couple other names I can't remember right now, but I saw those as players who are from the Bay Area that may or may not have interest in that. I mean, Chelsea Gray wins another ring. Why not? Go finish your career in your hometown. Relax, chill with your with your rings on your finger, and just be chilling.